Начнем с того, что они считают, что мы отступаем. Это тактический прием. Мы обязательно идем вперед. Пускай они так думают, что мы отступаем. И то, что говорят, что русские отступают, мораль низка. Нет, это неправда. Они ошибаются очень сильно, они забыли русский дух, у них этого духа уже нет просто-напросто. А русский дух, он непобедим. Поучите историю внимательно, нашу русскую. И вы поймете, что русский не хотел войны никогда. Русский не нападает, а русский заканчивает войну действительно.
A shocking new leak has put Brittney Griner back in the spotlight. 2 Russian prison guards reportedly claimed she acted as if the rules never applied to her, questioned parts of her identity, and showed little regret during her time in prison. Now, with the WNBA already facing intense scrutiny and the Caitlin Clark controversy still fresh, these claims are raising even more questions. Was there another side of Griner that fans never saw? And could this controversy create bigger problems for both her career and the WNBA? Stay with us, because what comes next could change the entire story. And if you're enjoying the video, make sure to like and subscribe. It's free, takes just a second, and helps us bring you more updates like this. Now let's get into it.
Griner, who was imprisoned in Russia, in a man's prison.
Griner is under fire for extremely aggressive behavior portrayed toward Caitlin Clark, the rookie from last year, the one that has everybody's focus in the WNBA. And this incident has, of course, gone viral online, but also sparked up some other skeletons in Brittney's closet trifecta in sports. She is black, she is gay, and she is a woman. So I think it is important. If the inverse had been said by a white person, just imagine the outrage that would be taking place right now. There is just so much hypocrisy in every institution, but particularly the WNBA, who are very fond of virtue signaling. But even when it comes to Brittney's exchange for like the Merchant of Death, which is insane, by the way. But had that been just like a straight white girl?
A Moscow jail cell, a WNBA superstar, and a story so wild, it almost sounds made up. Brittney Griner's road from that freezing prison to basketball stardom is one of the strangest journeys in sports history. And right now, she's back in the headlines. This time with shocking new claims and a legal clash involving rising star Caitlin Clark. There's a growing rivalry. There's controversy spreading across social media. And there are prison details so disturbing, they're hard to forget. So let's rewind. Back to 2022. In Russia, airport security found vape cartridges with cannabis oil traces in Griner's bags. She was arrested on the spot, and almost overnight, she became a political bargaining chip. What followed was pure horror. In her new memoir, Coming Home, Griner opens up about what she really went through. She describes being humiliated, stripped in front of laughing guards, stripped of every ounce of dignity. The prison itself was a nightmare. Bloodstained mattresses, no soap, no toilet paper, filthy cells, and at 6 feet 9 inches, Griner could barely fit into the tiny bed or cage they gave her. The cold was brutal too. So brutal, her hair would literally freeze at night. Eventually, she cut off her dreadlocks just to survive the temperature. This wasn't just prison. This was a fight to stay alive.
Breaks my heart. I am so proud of the girls. There are a handful of girls now who are suing their state's attorney general and the high school sports governing body that has allowed this to happen because of their discriminatory policies that exclude women from the women's category. Cannot believe.
Never seen an organization more committed to self-imploding than the WNBA. A few weeks ago, I made this video highlighting how it appears Brittney Griner said bleep white girl after fouling out in a game against Indiana Fever, the team that Caitlin Clark plays for. Some people like Jamel Hill, former ESPN host, says that no, she didn't say bleep white girl. She says bleep whack call, to which she then went on to call me a grifter for even pointing this out, but besides the point. You can watch and make up your own mind.
Well, Chair actually said it would be irresponsible to put Caitlin Clark on the U.S. women's Olympic basketball team, all while putting Brittney Griner on the team. I think with the extreme controversy that she brings.
Let me jump in, Riley, because
Torture. That's the only word for what she went through. Griner opened up about the darkest days of her captivity, admitting that during those lonely, hopeless nights, she thought about ending it all. This wasn't just any athlete. A 2-time Olympic gold medalist, one of the biggest stars in women's basketball, now known only as Prisoner 42, forced to sleep on a filthy, blood-stained cot in a freezing Russian cell. Guards toyed with her, 1 minute screaming insults, the next asking for her autograph like she was some kind of sideshow attraction. But somehow, Griner refused to break. Faith, willpower, and the thought of her family waiting back home kept her going. Meanwhile, outside those prison walls, chaos was spreading fast. Wild rumors took over the internet. Remember that bizarre claim that Griner was secretly a man? Fake leaked documents, twisted conspiracy theories, and cruel jokes flooded social media, all built on a lie. There was never any DNA test. No proof. Nothing. And the fact that she was held in a women's prison the entire time proves it. Still, the damage was done. Just another cruel layer added to an already brutal nightmare. Then, December 2022 changed everything. After nearly a year of fear that she might vanish into the system forever, a deal was struck. On a foggy runway in Abu Dhabi, Brittney Griner walked free, traded for Victor Bout, a Russian arms dealer known as the Merchant of Death. That image of her stepping off the plane, drained but smiling with relief, became unforgettable. Reactions back home were mixed. Some celebrated, others questioned the trade. But Griner's first words weren't about herself. They were about the people still left behind, especially Paul Whelan, a former Marine still trapped in a Russian prison to this day. 293 days. That's how long she was held. And finally, she was home. But don't think for a second her story ends here. This was only the beginning of what came next.
Brittney Griner is playing a game, and this is what Brittney Griner calls. I was not going to comment on any of this stuff until this took place. Watch what she says. The entire internet has reacted to this. Here's Brittney Griner. They're playing against the Indiana Fever, and look what she's saying. Go ahead, Rob.
For the ticky-tack fouls, and we were not being.
Well, that pretty much sounds like trash effing white girl.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest.
So the whole market reacts.
Being able to read the expressions of a person, and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate, because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at the play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to
about the NBA. This is so funny how all this stuff works out, right? She says, this is from Brittney. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there, watching on purpose. It's very disruptive. It's called a freaking game that they pay you money.
2022 wasn't just a homecoming for Brittney Griner. It turned her into a global symbol of strength. Even with the scars of that year still fresh, she stepped back onto the court in 2023 with the Phoenix Mercury and earned an All-Star nod. Off the court, she became a powerful voice, championing LGBTQ+ rights and pushing hard for Americans still trapped in foreign prisons. Pain turned into purpose for her. Then, in early 2025, she shocked everyone again. As if her raw, honest memoir wasn't enough, Griner announced she was leaving Phoenix, after 11 seasons, to join the Atlanta Dream. It was one of the biggest free agency bombshells in WNBA history. Fans couldn't believe it. A championship-hungry Dream squad, now with Brittney Griner leading the charge. Atlanta just felt right, she said. The moment I thought about what's next, I knew this was home. At the same time, a new star was rising fast in women's basketball. Caitlin Clark, Iowa's scoring phenom, was already a household name. Taken first overall in the 2024 WNBA draft, she joined the Indiana Fever carrying massive expectations and a fanbase built during her record-shattering college run. By 2025, this 6-foot rookie was lighting up the league, scoring, dazzling, turning heads everywhere. Analysts were already calling her a generational talent, someone who could turn the struggling Fever into real contenders. Sooner or later, she was bound to run into a legend like Griner. And when that moment came, sparks flew. What looked like just another early season matchup on May 23, 2025, between the Fever and the Dream, quickly turned into something else entirely. Griner, Atlanta's towering anchor. Clark, Indiana's electric rookie sensation. The energy in that building was insane. Just days earlier, these two teams had clashed, with Atlanta walking away victorious. This time, Indiana wanted payback, on their own home floor. And from the very first possession, things got physical. Chippy. Intense. It felt more like a playoff game than a regular season matchup. Then the real fireworks started. Cameras caught heated words flying between Griner and Clark. Clark, never one to back down, held her ground. Griner, more than a decade older and just as fearless, wasn't about to let the rookie steal her spotlight. It was a clash of generations, a battle-tested veteran against basketball's brightest new star. And this was only the beginning.
Ask Brittney Griner. However, no one has done that except for Outkick. It's been over 2 weeks since Griner said this. Instead, the WNBA was investigating a bogus race hoax made up by Angel Reese about Indiana Fever fans. And I say bogus because they found no evidence that supports Angel Reese's claims. So we at Outkick applied for media credentials to cover Brittney Griner's team, the Atlanta Dreams, game on June 6th, to which, shocker, they denied us. We've never had trouble getting media credentials with any professional sports league in the past, but wouldn't you know, now they suddenly have very limited space, which is total baloney. They just want to suppress any sort of uncomfortable inquiries from media. Regardless, we at Outkick are going to keep asking the tough questions, the questions that people want the answer to. And if you do call yourself a reporter or a journalist from an outlet like ESPN or any other sports outlet for that matter, and you have access to these settings and you're not asking those questions, you're really no reporter or journalist.
She said, let's play it back. Looks to me like she is saying trash and then calling Caitlin Clark a bleep white girl. Just a reminder, this is who Joe Biden traded for the Russian merchant of death. So many WNBA players hate Caitlin Clark so much when she is the best thing that could have happened to the league. And she's not the best thing that happened to the league because she's white. It's because she's a good player. It's because she's the best player. Now, imagine if Caitlin Clark said the inverse of this. It would be reprehensible, condemned, and understandably so. You've got all of these individual players.
The tension had been building all game, and then it exploded. Late in the second half, defending Caitlin Clark on a screen, Brittney Griner picked up her sixth foul. The 6 feet 9 inches center's elbow caught Clark mid-move, sending her crashing to the floor. Some fans called it a flop instantly. The referees didn't agree. Griner was ejected on the spot. Furious, she stormed toward the bench. That's when everything changed. Cameras caught her shouting something at Clark as she walked off. Her lips were moving, a curse word was audible, and online, people quickly claimed she said something far worse, something ugly and racially charged. The full audio was never clear. No one has ever confirmed exactly what was said, but the timing, the anger, the visuals, it was enough to set the internet on fire. For a moment, the entire arena went quiet. Did she really just say that? Clark glanced over, stayed calm, and kept playing. Indiana ended up winning, 81-76, but nobody was talking about the score. Within hours, the clip was everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. By morning, Griner was trending, and not for a good reason. Critics tore into her. Her supporters pushed back hard, insisting it was blown out of proportion. The comment sections turned into a battlefield. So what do you think really happened in that moment? Drop your take in the comments. And if this story pulled you in, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because this saga is far from over.